Hi lovies, welcome back to another TikTok video. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Stronad and here is Belly's Stitches. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you'll be the first person to be notified. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys where this young lady was actually telling her stories on how men actually destroyed her life, actually destroyed her career, as in basically her plans in life. Like she went ahead to give details on how this actually happened to her, and I was just so touched by what she had to say, and I was like, oh my goodness, like guys, you guys just need to do more. Guys, I was just able to put up a stage from the video and other stitches as well as by the end of the video, I'll be leaving my own thoughts. Guys, just listen to what this sister have to say about guys and all of that, or men in general. Just leave me your own thought in the comment section. And if you feel that you are actually facing the same thing or you had the same experience, just don't hesitate to share it here in the comment section so that we all can learn and tackle all this that is happening between men and women. And a lot of women actually don't want to give birth, they don't want to get married, and they are telling that the reasons for all of this is because of men. So guys, let's just get into the video. Please subscribe to this channel, turn on notification, the new channel, share this video, subscribe, and let's get into it, lovelies.
Hey y'all, I really don't like getting serious on TikTok, and I really do not like long videos, but this is just something that's been weighing on my heart and my mind for a couple weeks. A couple weeks ago, something happened to me within a relationship, and it really just opened my eyes as to like how hurtful men are. I've known that for quite some time, but it's like men are so hurtful with no remorse, no care in the world. Like they don't give a fuck. And it's just becoming a little much for me. Last night was the nail in the coffin though. I'm not doing a story time because I'm just not gonna do that. But men are just so hurtful, and it's like I no longer have a desire to get in a relationship. I no longer have the desire to get married. Damn near about to give up on my dreams of becoming a mom one day. Like I can't deal with it anymore, you guys. And I know y'all gonna be like, oh, take a break. I took a break all this year. I done read the self-help books. I done watched Shira 7. It's like, I actually want the love. I don't want to, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to use a man for money. Like, don't want to just use him for what he can do for me, even though that's what they do to us. I just don't want to do that. It should not be this difficult. It's like I'm not trying to have a disdain for men. I'm not trying to be a misandrist. I'm not trying to H-word men again. But it's like, how could you not? They are so hurtful. They are disrespectful, disloyal, rude, selfish. Think about nobody but themselves. And I'm sure there are some good men out there. I met one before. One. You guys are going to say, oh, maybe it's you. Because I know the men are going to come in and just put it all back on me. They're going to completely dismiss my feelings and put it back on me. I'm used to it. I'm the one actually in therapy working through things and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Having to go to therapy for people who won't go to therapy or who don't see any wrong in their behavior. God, I can't do it no more, you guys. I don't wanna be involved with men anymore. So I think it's just time for me to just really focus on myself 103,000%. Like really just strictly lock in on everything that I want to do. Everything I want to do. I don't have time for the games. I don't have time to get my heart broken again. I don't have time to be pulling up on you. Like, I don't have time to be finding addresses and stuff like that anymore. I don't have time, but I can't take it anymore, you guys. It took everything in me last night not to cry, but it's like, I feel defeated. Y'all got it.
Okay, y'all, I've seen this video stitched up and down my entire timeline. A lot of women are talking about this young lady's video. And I listened to it from beginning to end. I feel her frustration. She's given up hope on dating and men in general. Well, specifically, let's just say black men, because I don't want to speak on all men right now. I want to speak on black men because I'm a black woman. But I want to give y'all some tips. I've been saying this same shit repeatedly year after year. I got a whole YouTube channel. I've had my YouTube channel for about 7 years. Thousands of videos on narcissistic behavior, sociopathic behavior, psychopathic behavior, Machiavellian behavior in black men. When will you ladies listen and follow through? Okay, there's two types of black women. There are those of us that are empathetic and we're not narcissists. We don't have the full-blown disorder. Everybody has the traits. We live in a narcissistic society. Most of us come from toxic, dysfunctional families where our parents and grandparents were narcissistic. So it naturally, we're going to pick up the traits from being around that type of energy. But as you become a grown woman and you pull away, you break away from your family and you venture out into the world, you start becoming friends and getting into romantic relationships with people with the same personality as the toxic individuals that raised you. That's why you keep jumping from toxic relationship to toxic relationship. You haven't broken the pattern because you will not break free from the same individual that raised you. That's your original hater. That's your original bully. It starts with mom and dad. It starts in the childhood. When you're able to cut them off and set boundaries, then take your ass to therapy and go heal. And healing is a lifelong thing. It's never ending. Don't ever think there's a deadline. Healing is ongoing and it's forever. Okay. Your perspective on dating will change once you begin the process of healing. Now, how do you heal from jumping from one toxic relationship to the next? I'll tell you. It is in celibacy, staying celibate. Not for a year, years, okay? Being self-disciplined. When you cut off those toxic relationships with your family members and you understand just how sick and sadistic your mother and father was and how they groomed you and prepared you to fail at life by setting you up to get into relationships with narcissistic men. But a lot of y'all will not cut off mommy and daddy. A lot of y'all are scared to cut off the very same person that groomed you like a piece of meat and fed you to the wolves. Because your parents know that that abuser is going to destroy your life, and where are you going to go? Once you get out that toxic relationship, most of us run back to mommy and daddy for refuge. And they're the sick individuals that trained and programmed us to begin with, to get in these toxic relationships. Cut mommy, daddy, family members off. They're sick and they're never going to change. And they, in a very sick, twisted way, they want to see you fail in relationships just so they could sit back and say, what's wrong with you? You can't keep a man? Your family has got to go. I know it's hard to cut them off, but that's the key to all your problems. You can't even deal with these men or talk about relationship issues until you deal with the fucking culprit that groomed you, prepared you, and set you up to fail in those fucking relationships. Your mammy, your daddy, your grandparents. But we ain't ready to talk about that because y'all scared to cut them the fuck off. I cut my family off 10, 15 years ago, unapologetic, never looked back. It's changed my perspective. Y'all want to know why I'm so headstrong and I don't play about these fucking men? Because I learned to deal with the root of my problems. It came from my mother and father. And with them out of my life, I'm able to raise my discernment. I'm able to see better. I'm able to stay celibate and maneuver and spot toxic people a mile the fuck away. Not just toxic men, people in general. I can read through them. My discernment is wicked. So when you do start to heal and you feel like you want to get back out into the dating game, listen to me. Those first couple of dates, those first 2 to 3 dates, if he even makes it to the third date, you should be asking serious questions. Serious. This ain't time to be acting cute. A lot of y'all be so in love with the ideal that you're being wined and dined that you miss the whole point of the dating and vetting process. And it is true. You know, no matter how well you vet a man, he still can blindside you even if you do everything correctly. So what you need to be looking for in those first couple of dates is inconsistency, study his body language, and you ask questions about the mental. How do you feel about being screened for narcissistic personality disorder? How do you feel about antisocial personality disorder? Have you been screened for it? What is your relationship like with your mother? Tell me about your father. Was he in your life? Get that shit out the way, and then you study him. Because once he realizes that you ain't about no bullshit, he's reading you and studying you too. He's studying you on those dates to see if you're a fucking dummy. But if you get on top of your shit and you start asking very specific questions that make him fucking uncomfortable, he will give himself away. He'll give himself away early. And the moment he shows you the first red flag, any sign of inconsistency, cut, block, silently walk away. There's no need to argue. There's no need to call him out for it. No need to explain yourself. You don't need closure. These men know exactly what they're doing. They're very calculated. Narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths are calculated. They've done this to several women. It's textbook. They get it out the playbook. So you explaining yourself does nothing. Leave silently. Let him believe that he still has you right where he wants you. And you're long gone. He's blocked, all access denied. You got to cut at the first red flag. Now, if you're not ready to date and you're not ready to have sex, don't do it. Because it's vicious out here. But someone like myself that's done the work, done the healing inside and out, I'm very happy. I'm very self-aware. If I don't have a man for the rest of my life, I'm content with that. But I know how to date like a fucking beast. And I will let a dude know I'm on to him without opening my mouth. I will give signals and cues to let him know just how fucking aware I am and that he's not going to get away with shit. And I'll walk away silently. And I'll have him believing that he'll have another chance with me, and I done blocked him. If you want to avoid being played by a narcissist, you need to get more vigilant on those first couple of dates and stop being scared to ask those questions about his mental health. What's his relationship like with his mama? Because if she's a piece of trash, she's controlling, she babies him, coddles him, or he lives with her, or he lives down the street from her, you're in trouble. Get to the nitty gritty at the very beginning. Make him uncomfortable. You got to let him know that you ain't about the bullshit. And he will test you. And once he tests you, that's where you disappear and you stand on business. And that's how you eliminate narcissistic men before you attach to them, before that trauma bond sets in. Because that's what he's trying to do initially in the beginning. He's trying to establish that trauma bond. He has to do that through love bombing and intermittent reinforcement. Stop him in his tracks. The first couple of dates, you can do it. It'll sting your ego a little bit when he switches up on you, but that's the sign you need. Cut, delete, move on. If you can date like that, you'll be able to handle these narcissistic men. Otherwise, stay out the game. Don't even jump in there. If you are not ready to process, the ego of being rejected or him switching up on you, you don't belong in a dating game. It's nasty out here. And don't sleep with him unless you want to sleep with him. That's another thing too. I should do a part 2 on this, but I just had to jump on this stitch because I see a bunch of women talking about it. Don't let that change your heart and who you are. There's good guys out there, but it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Otherwise, if you're going to date, you got to date with a vengeance. You got to be cutthroat with it. And you got to let these dudes know up front. You try anything, you blink wrong, you're out of here. Have a blessed day, y'all.
So, lovelies, first of all, I believe that there are still good men out there. There are still, a good number of good men out there who actually reason well, who actually are responsible, who are not narcissists. But for those of you men who happens to, torture these, young ladies that fell in love with you, try to trash these young ladies that fell in love with you. Their only crime was that they fell in love with you. They decided to walk through with you. They decided to build with you. They decided to start there with you. They decided to create or build their own future with you, alongside with you. But at the end of the day, you gave them reasons not to do so. You give them this reason that makes them feel as if they have been fooled all the way. They have been used, they have been, neglected and all of that. And a lot of women often complain about black men and all of that, not treating them nicely, not treating them, the way they were supposed to be treated. And this is actually pushing a lot of women out there to take or to search for any kind of race of a man who might actually treat them well. That is why you see a lot of women out there in on interracial family or interracial, you know, love dating and all of that, and it's as if it's actually working out for them. So guys, you guys should actually do more. I have been seeing this trend, this so many trend on TikTok that a lot of these guys, treat women so badly. A lot of these guys. There is a video I even posted on my Belinda's channel, Belinda's trainer channel, where a young man actually wanted a child with this, black lady. There are actually two black people. That's a black man and a black woman. So after which this woman had the baby, and this man who wanted the baby, disappeared from the life of this young lady, leaving her to take full responsibility, taking care of the child. But she actually never wanted a baby, but because of the love she had for this man, after he must have talked her through having a baby. When the baby is now here, he decided to abandon this woman and the child, and she have to call out, call out on internet to just to make the world know what she's passing through. Like this and other things I see on TikTok, just make me to like, wow, like why are so many men of these days so irresponsible, especially from our own people? Like you guys, tend to treat people from that's not from your race, differently compared from someone from your own race. You tend to worship people from your race, and try to not to treat, like this is not nice at all. This is definitely not nice. And a lot of women is choosing not to give birth. A lot of women is choosing not to get married. As in, it started like, from heartbreak to a lot of disappointment, to a lot of cheatings and all of that, and it's making a lot of women not want to have family anymore. A lot of women now is thinking about themselves. They don't want to involve kids anymore. They don't want to get married anymore. They just want to live their life, make money, enjoy their life, travel around the world, all because of what some of these men have caused in their life. And this is actually not nice. This is actually not nice. If you're a dude right there, or if you're our people right there, please learn to treat a woman right. Women are now running away to be a woman. Women are now they don't actually want to get involved with anything that has to do with the rate of children, because they end up being the one to take care of these children. They end up being the one to they end up being responsible for this guy. The men who just get you pregnant and abandon you to do everything yourself. And that is why a lot of child free by choice women. That is why we have a lot of them. That is why we have a lot of women who want to be independent, who want to also travel and be free like a man. But that's because of what you guys are doing to these women. This is not nice at all. If you're just kind of duty, you listen to my voice, please. If you find a woman that loves you, if you find a woman that will treat you right, oh my goodness, it's priceless to see a woman that treats and loves you. Do not take that woman for granted. Do not take that woman for granted. Unless you just want to be, single and, also live your life. If you know you don't love someone, please don't give that person high hopes, because it breaks a woman. It really do breaks a woman. I know there are a lot of ingenuine women, feminine and all of that, who no one is perfect, but if you see someone you feel that this person is nice and have a respect you, support your career and all of that, oh my goodness, it's very, very hard to find such people these days. And if you find one, please keep her. Guys, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section if you've watched up to this extent, and do not forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notification, share this video, you know, so as to get to other people that actually need to hear this message. So the world can be a better place for both man and woman. Thank you so much for all the love and support. For those that shared my videos last week, oh my goodness, when I saw the shares, oh my goodness, I was like, oh, thank you for all the love and support. I cannot take all those gestures for granted. And I will see you lovelies when I upload my next video.